But by, let's say, August of 1940, what was the world like? And Daryl Cooper, he doesn't mention. There was everything in Europe, every capital today in Europe, all of the EU was either under German occupation, actively a part of the Axis, or pro-Axis neutral. So Madrid, Lisbon, Amsterdam, Athens, all of them were under German control. And who was there? Well, the Soviet Union with 400 divisions was on Hitler's side under the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. So they were supplying the oil for the gasoline refineries of Germany to bomb Britain. Right. And with the United States was isolationist. We didn't get in until December 10th and 11th of 1941. We would have never got in to help Britain had Japan not bombed us. And even when they did bomb us, we probably wouldn't have done much to help Britain, except Hitler made a fatal blunder in declaring war on us. And then that got us in the European theater. So what I'm getting at is basically the Soviet Union empowered Hitler, and our isolationists empowered Hitler, and the only person from September 1 until the invasion of the Soviet Union by Russia, and 6 months later, was little Britain, and then later Winston Churchill. He was the only person. And everybody said to him, you can't win. We've got to negotiate. You've got to deal with, and he said finally, you know, if you guys, Halifax, if you want to go talk to him, I'm not going to stop you. But you're never going to get anywhere because these people are Nazi fascists and they want to destroy the British Empire. And finally they came back and said, well, you're right, they do. Right. And then he begged the United States, and Roosevelt was in a tough position we were coming out of the Depression and we didn't want to fight. So how they took this one individual who from May 10th of 1940 till the end of 41 saved the whole Allied concept and made him into a demon it's just impossible. The worst thing he did, just to finish, is he said that when they went into the Ukraine, the 2 million Ukrainians that were starved, that was Germany when they invaded Russia on June 22nd of 1941. He said, well, they just didn't have the propensity to take care of prisoners. So it was just kind of accidental. They killed all these Jews at Babi Yar, and that was kind of an isolated incident. And they didn't have the resources. But what he didn't really tell his audience was they had it all planned. It was called the Hunger Plan. And they had actually looked at what the food production of Ukraine was, how much they could take away from it, both to feed Germans and not cut back on their caloric intake during the war, but more importantly, to kill millions of Ukrainians by starving them. And Babi Yar wasn't just 30,000. That thing kept, that ravine where they killed Jews after Jews, it went on and on and on for months, almost over a year. 100,000 Jews were systematically killed day after day there. And so I guess the question is, why would you write all that?
That would be, but I also see that is the question. I'll let you answer it. But my follow-up question is, I'm seeing terrifying parallels with regard to people like Putin. He's not that bad. And I would argue, based on some of what I understand regarding Ukraine, there were off-ramps. We didn't take them. We did play a role in trying to add Ukraine to NATO. I seem to understand that piece of it, but I can tell very clearly Putin is a monster. But it's like you've got Clinton saying, well, I could always trust him. And Bush was like, I saw a soul behind those eyes. Yeah. And Trump's like, I had a great relationship with him until what, now when he's gone crazy? So I guess the question is, why would you write that? And then what parallels do you see today with Putin or Xi Jinping?
Well, why would you write that? And
all right, tell me the truth. How many different beauty potions do you have sitting on your bathroom counter right now? Because if it's more than just Vibrance Super C Serum, then listen up. Because the ingredients in this one bottle can replace your day creams, eye creams, night creams, neck creams, wrinkle creams, and dark spot reducers. It's made in the U.S. with the highest quality ingredients, including vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, vitamin B5, vitamin E. Super C Serum delivers noticeable results. So simplify your skincare routine. Get a healthier complexion. Minimize wrinkles and age spots with Vibrance. And if you don't find it better than your current skincare, you'll get a full refund. So go to Vibrance.com/Jillian to save up to 37% off, and you get free shipping. That's Vibrance, Vibrance, Vibrance.com/Jillian. When we talk about success in the health and wellness space, people usually focus on the product. Maybe it's killer protein powder, a sleek activewear line, a smart home workout program. But what most people don't realize is that the real magic often happens behind the scenes. Take some of your favorite brands like Alaya Naturals, Skims, or mine, for example. Yeah, I mean, we've got the products and the hype, but we're also using something that makes the selling part smooth and seamless. That business, the behind the scenes business, is Shopify. And nobody does better than Shopify at selling. Home to the #1 checkout on the planet and the not so secret weapon, Shop Pay, which boosts conversions by up to 50%. That means fewer carts get abandoned and way more sales actually go through. So if you're serious about scaling your business, your commerce platform better be ready to meet your customers where they are online, in store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Because businesses that sell more, they sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Alaya and Skims use. Sign up for your free $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Jillian. That's shopify.com/Jillian, all lowercase. One more time, shopify.com/Jillian to upgrade your selling today.
My view is, because I listened to a lot of what he said, I read the transcript, that war, World War II, has been transmogrified by this one element of the right into proof, so to speak, that we were sucked into World War II, and therefore we ended up not keeping out of it and letting the awful Nazis fight the awful communists. Because the Jewish question, to use Hitler's term, the American Jews lobbied to get us in. This forgets, of course, that if they may have lobbied, but they weren't very good lobbyists, because when they came to the United States, we put them back on ships to Auschwitz and didn't let them in. And more importantly, we didn't get in, as I said, till from September 1 of 39 to 41. Britain was the only country, by the way, that fought for 6 years, from the first day of the war to the last day of war. And yet that was the country he demonized. So I think if I read, so I'm not suggesting that Daryl Cooper was explicit, but from the people that are in that school, they feel Jews magnified the Holocaust and the death, and that was to gain empathy, to draw us in, to stop Hitler. While Hitler was bad, he at least was pro-Western, and Jews were Marxists and communists, and they were the ones that got us into World War II and allied us with the Russian communists. And we should look at this as a lesson, because now they're doing it again in Israel. They are trying to draw us in and bomb Iran or alienate us from 500 million Muslims so this little 11 million person country. And I think that's pretty much why the history is distorted, because it fills that paradigm. And it's kind of based on, Pat Buchanan wrote a book about it, in 2000, about we were sucked in. He wrote another one on World War II. And his theme was we should have either stayed out of it or encouraged Germany to fight Russia. As bad as communism was, and they did kill 20 million of their own, there was no other way to stop Hitler than to send aid to Stalin And we did. And he killed 3 out of 4 German soldiers. We couldn't have done it ourselves, at least not until 45 or later when we had superior weapons. But what I'm getting at, the revisionism of World War II is deeply tied in with the contemporary affairs. And when you listen to Candace, or you listen to I know Tucker very well. I'm not sure that he's in that same group, but I'm not sure because I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. But when you look at Kanye West or Candace Owens or Daryl Cooper and these people, anytime they cite history, there's usually some reference to Jews or to Israel drawing us in and getting us. And so if you say to them, okay, do you know any ally that has destroyed Hamas, who hated us and tries to kill us, has hurt the Houthis, has basically did the impossible of defanging Hezbollah and destroyed the air defenses of Iran, so if you wanted to take them out, you could? Is that our enemy, that little tiny Israel did all of that on its own? They don't have an answer to any of that. So that's something that the Republican Party and the conservative movement and the MAGA they have a fissure in the MAGA movement.
Right.
And so far it's a small group, and they're kind of neo-isolationists, and they said, Iraq, they took an idea that had some, as you pointed out with Putin, there was some logic that, Biden appeased Putin, or Ukraine was part of Russia, or we kind of reneged on the NATO pledge that it wouldn't be part of NATO, all of that. And they take that tiny truth and they make it into the truth, that it's all our fault and Putin's not that bad. He's just trying to, and that's crazy because Putin is
As the temp search arrives, I get that familiar urge to refresh my closet. But I am done wasting money on trendy pieces that I wear once, which is why I'm obsessed with Quince. The clothes are timeless, elevated, built to last, no insane markup. I'm talking about 100% European linen shorts and dresses that start at just $30. Italian leather platform sandals, luxe swimwear that looks straight off a runway but costs half of what you'd expect. Quince partners directly with top-tier factories, cutting out the middleman so you get designer quality at a price that actually makes sense. And they only work with ethical, responsible manufacturers who care about people and the planet. Personally, I stocked up on the linen tees and the tanks, and believe it or not, a killer summer dress. Occasionally, I do wear dresses. And honestly, it finally feels like my wardrobe matches my standards. Upgrade your wardrobe at quince.com. Luxury should never mean compromise. Team, give your summer closet an upgrade with Quince. Go to quince.com/Jillian for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Jillian to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Jillian.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure to let me know what guests you want to see on in the future.